I'm sitting with CEO expert Roger Harrop, and Roger is not only the CEO expert, he has also written a couple of books, one of which, your latest, is called Win, How to Succeed in the New Game of Business. Roger, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure, Boo.
I know you gave an absolutely cracking keynote last night, and it had the wonderful title of Get Paid Silly Money to Travel the World. Now, Roger, you've taken your expertise as a businessman and particularly focusing your expertise as a CEO and turned it into an incredible speaking business, an international speaking business. Mm-hmm. What advice can you give to our aspiring speakers about cracking the international market? Because that's always considered the real cherry.
Sure. I guess the first thing to say is they've got to be sure they want to do it. Because you know what, you're not going to be paid as much. You're away for 3 days to go anywhere, aren't you? So you're only really getting paid a third of your fee if you think of it like that. But if you do want to do it, and I know why I do it, it enriches me professionally and it enriches me personally, then what I'd say is you've got to focus. You've got to focus, focus and focus again in terms of who your audience is, where you want to target, who might pay you to be in front of that audience. You've got to do all that homework first and then decide exactly how you're going to promote yourself. When I was speaking last night, I was saying the way I did it is by doing showcases. I'm just a fundamental believer that people are much more likely to buy a speaker if they've seen them speak. It's sort of simple for me. So that's how I developed my international business, was by going there and doing showcases. In other words, speaking for no fee. I always charge something, but speaking for no fee to an audience. And this is the really important thing, who might book you. So you've got to know who that audience is, and you've got to know that they are people who might put their hand in their pocket to book you.
So one of the things which I always find really interesting about the whole kind of showcase scenario is how often do you find that the speech you give at the showcase is the one that is booked, that exact speech? And how often do clients come to you and say, hey, I really like your topic, but can you customize it for my particular business?
Almost always it's the latter. But sharing a secret with you, perhaps, you know, every business believes they're different, but fundamentally all businesses are the same, all charities or not-for-profit. It's all about people, really, and it's all about attitude and teams and all that stuff. So yes, I will always customize what I do. Sometimes it's using the language, the acronyms that are appropriate to their business or their industry. It might be emphasizing one area rather than another area because of the briefing I've got from them. And what I always do with every potential client is to find out from them what their needs are and what their ideal outcomes are, and then I'll design the program. But fundamentally, I've got 5 standard programs now. I do them anything from a keynote all the way through to a masterclass, and they're fundamentally the same, and they're doing the same, giving the same messages.
Now, Roger, another thing that I find really interesting about the speaking business is that at the end of the day, I mean, you are known as the CEO expert,
yes.
But at the end of the day, when you're a speaker, you are technically the CEO of your own career, the CEO of your own business. So what kind of little secrets can you offer our speakers in terms of how to treat your speaking business as though you are a top-notch CEO?
Very good question. I was in Dubai speaking at the Speaking Association there, and I always remember I was rabbiting on about getting paid, right? And I am a great believer in being paid in advance because as speakers we have no leverage afterwards. And I was really going on about this, and I always remember this lady there, speaker. She said, I couldn't do that. I couldn't chase my customers for money because they're all my friends. And I couldn't help myself. I said, that's a great epitaph on your headstone. You know, this is the problem.
I died broke, but I had lots of friends.
Absolutely. You are running a business and you have got to treat it like any other business. You need to be clear about your purpose before you start. Why are you doing it? From a business point of view, not a speaking point of view, not heart, head, you know. And then you've got to do all the things that you need to do in any business. And when you start out, I don't care what your business is, whether you're starting out as a plumber or a speaker, probably 80% of what you're doing has got to be marketing. And it's no good saying, oh, I don't know marketing, I can't do marketing, I won't. You'll die. I'm sorry, you have got to get those skills or maybe get other people who help you do those skills. But again, as a speaker, you're starting out on your own. And I think you've got to have this self-discipline of saying from whenever, 8 o'clock on Monday morning till 5 o'clock on Monday night, I am working. And if I'm not actually got paid gigs, then what am I doing? I am marketing, and I am marketing morning, noon and night, whether I like it or not, because that's the only way you'll get successful.
So one last question. What has been your single most successful marketing strategy?
Showcasing. I said it in the keynote last night, Dubai, which is one of the places I targeted. Cut a very long story short, I showcased there twice for business associations. I got a booking that resulted from that, which is still the most lucrative one I've ever had.
Wow.
3 days in Mauritius. I only spoke for an hour. They wanted me for 3 days in Mauritius. They wanted for me for 2 days in Dubai. But prior to that, to get to know their business, they paid me 5 days of speaker fee for 1 hour speech.
Wow.
Wouldn't have happened if I hadn't showcased. Wouldn't have happened if I hadn't done the research first.
Cheers to that.
My pleasure.
Here's to lots of successful speaking. That's Roger Harrop, speaker and author. And do look out for his latest book. It's called Win: How to Succeed in the New Game of Business. Thank you, Roger.
Thank you.
Cheers.